So I do the job of, maker checker over here, because while the whole world panics on something, I have to, make you realize that this is something that is happening at a country specific level. You see, Europe was panicking 6 months ago when you had elections in France, and those markets were really down and it was looking like they could fall. But when Asia sold off, US sold off, we haven't seen Europe go down because they fell early, they got oversold and they picked up. Similarly, various Asian markets, specifically India, have been selling off since October when the dollar was rising, when bond yields were rising. And that selling has already taken place, which is why you're not seeing so much of an impact on Asia today morning, even though the US was down yesterday. Now the US is behaving just like India was behaving a week ago. No matter what news, we want to go down. So that's how the US is behaving. It is exhausting the excessive positioning on the long side into the Trump trade. Ki Trump is coming, all is well. Those guys are being shaken out. That's all that is going on. Once it is done, there are a couple of indicators that are already very oversold. You will eventually see it bounce back just like the Indian market started to bounce in the last 2-3 days. You're already seeing that in Jakarta, Philippines, Hong Kong, various markets are not making new lows. And I think that's what eventually will happen with the US as well. But medium to longer term, there is a new case with the falling dollar that the US will now underperform Europe and emerging markets. Now that is the bigger thing to really think about in terms of asset allocation. So it might not be the end of the world. US markets on weekly charts are back to their weekly support levels. We are just watching whether those levels hold with all this volatility. In fact, all the weekly RMI cycles will complete. If you understand what I'm saying, if you're a user of Strike and you understand the RMI cycle theory, you can check it out on our Strike Money YouTube channel. We have various videos on this. And once you get that feature, you understand that US markets are just completing that cycle this week. So they will be done with it today, the last day of the week. And then we'll watch whether they take those weekly supports and pick up again or not. So that's what we'll be watching out next week. But India, it looks like, has made its low point. But now, with this slight pause in the US markets and all, surely we can give a slight pullback. I mean, we've had a 2-3 day recovery, and 2-3 day recovery can always have a 1 day, 2 day pause, consolidation, slight retracement pullback before we continue higher. And I think that is what we are likely to see.